Hello everyone, I am Brandon Ordoñez from ECE41 and today I will be performing our experiment number 2 for our data communications laboratory, which is entitled Basic Switch and End Device Configuration.
Brandon's log.
So now let us begin with our experiment. First, let us open the PAK file. There. So for the objectives of this experiment is to configure hostnames and IP addresses on two Cisco Network Operating System or iOS switches using the command line interface or CLI. Use the Cisco iOS commands to specify or limit access to device configurations. Use iOS commands to save the running configuration, configure two host devices with IP addresses, and verify connectivity between the two PC and devices. So the scenario for this experiment is, as a recently hired LAN technician, your network manager has asked you to demonstrate your ability to configure a small LAN or local area network. Your tasks include configuring initial settings on two switches using the Cisco iOS and configuring IP addresses parameters on host devices to provide end-to-end connectivity. You are to use two switches and two host PCs on a cable and powered network. So now let us proceed with the experiment. So first, we would want to establish a connection between the computer and the console there. So for the computer, you use RS232 and for the switch, use console. So first, we would calibrate the settings for user 1. Go to desktop. Next, go to terminal. Click OK. Now, click enter. Now type enable. Switch, configure terminal. After that, the first requirement is to name ASW1 and ASW2 switches after using a console connection to access each switch here, which we did earlier. So after inputting configure terminal, input host name, then the desired name for the switch, ASW-1. Afterwards, use the 8UBRU password for all lines. So first, we would insert line console 0. Afterwards, password, and insert the password, 8UBRU. Next, log in and exit. Afterwards, use line VTY 0 to 15 and enter the password again, 8UBRU, then log in and exit. Afterwards, we would establish a secret password. So to do that, just type enable secret and enter the desired secret password, C9WRE. Afterwards, the next requirement is to encrypt all clear text passwords. So we would type service password dash encryption. Afterwards, configure an appropriate message of the day banner. So to do that, we would type banner MOTD, the end sign, and input the desired message. Do not enter without authorization. And click and end the message with another end sign. Afterwards, we would set the IP address. So first, we would exit and go to IP configuration. So here at the IP configuration tab, for the IPv4 address, since this is user 1, we would input the IP address 172.16.5.60 and the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. There. Afterwards, we would go again to terminal and input the the IP address for this is the first switch. So first you would type interface VLAN on and IP address and insert the desired IP address, which is for switch 1 172.16.5.35 space 255.255.255.0 and type no shutdown there. Afterwards, click enter. So the next requirement is to save your configuration. So Control Z and enter again. Copy running dash config space startup dash config and click enter. So when that's done, we would proceed to user 2. So the process is the same. First, click enter, enable, switch, configure terminal, and set the host name. So after setting the host name, we see that the switch has changed its name to the desired host name, which is ASW-2. Afterwards, we would use 8U password, so line 0, and password 8UBRU. Before entering your password, check if the password is case appropriate, because the system would be case sensitive when it comes to inputting the password. Next, after inputting the password, log in, exit, and line VTY 0 to 15. Password again 8UBRU, and password log in, then exit. So after setting the password, we would establish a secret password. So it is enable secret and type the secret password C9WRE. Afterwards, you would encrypt all text passwords. So to do that, we would type service password dash encryption. Afterwards, banner. So for the banner, we would type banner MOTD and signs. Do not enter without authorization. And afterwards, we would set the IP address. So exit, IP configuration, and for the IP configuration, the IP address would be for user 2. So we would input 172.16.5.60, 172.16.5.60. Again, for the IP configuration, the IP address would be for user 2, which is 172.16.5.60, and for the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So there's been an error earlier wherein I have mistakenly typed 0.60 for the IP address of user 1. Now I have changed it to 0.50. That's done, we would go again to terminal, and after that we would save the IP address. So for that, we would type interface VLAN 1 and type the IP address of ASW2-2 1.16.5. 40 855.255.255.0. And after that, no shutdown. And we would save the configuration. So Control Z and enter again. Type copy running -config start up -config. So now that that's done, notice that the completion percentage is now up to 100. So meaning that we have already done the required steps for this experiment. So to check, go to user 1, command prompt, and ping the IP address for user 2, ping 172.16.5.16. So upon checking, we have seen that there is a connection between user 1 and user 2. Now let us try the user 2 command prompt, ping, and insert the IP address of user 1, 172.16.5.50. No. Again, ping 172.16.5.50. There. We have seen that there is a connection between user 1 and user 2 upon checking through command prompt. So after that, check results. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the packet trace with skills integration challenge activity. And for the assessment items here. So now that we are finished with the experiment, let us go ahead to our conclusion.